Good afternoon. Welcome to Talk on the Block. This morning I promised that we would continue. I'm talking to the middle class of Dominica. Yes, we are back with the very same issue that we dealt with this morning as a result of statements made by the press secretary Kamala John-Baptist. She says things are better with the middle class of Dominica. Let's listen to that conversation one more time.
Just explain that the two tracks. One is the maintenance track, where the government is providing for things that normally happen: teachers, or education services, or health services, all the line ministries, the work that they're responsible for to provide services for the public of Dominica. That gets taken care of. Monies are set aside to do that. That happened. That always happens. The other side of it is what actions the government going to take with the idea and the commitment in mind to improve the economic circumstances of the country and the capability of the country to afford higher levels and more effective social services in the country. That's where the growth of the economy comes in. That's where the capabilities of the country to earn more money and to be able to employ more people, to bring in more revenue from overseas, etc., that's where that comes in. So the question now becomes, how did that get catered for in circumstances where the working class of the country has been devastated, the middle class is in a downward spiral, and poverty is escalating?
No, you would have to explain to me those things. And again, I hope it does not end up in a tirade, because I'm going to ask you to explain. Explain to me how the working class is worse off. Explain to me how the middle class is spiraling. Explain to me those things.
The working class of Dominica has found itself in a position where there is limited employment, there is unemployment, and incomes are depressed in the sector. The circumstances facing the middle class of Dominica, pretty similar in terms of limited opportunities to grow, limited opportunities to earn more money, and the escalation of poverty in Dominica.
Saying that there are limited opportunities in and of itself is not an explanation. Where are there limited opportunities? The middle class in Dominica, for the information of the general public, the middle class consists of the teachers, doctors, nurses, people providing mostly in the service industry, mostly. The teachers, for example, of Dominica have never had more opportunity for growth in education than right now. Study opportunity, which means greater opportunity in various ways, uphill.
We are talking, let's have an honest conversation. In other words, are things better off as it relates to the middle class, the working class in Dominica? Hello.
Yes, good afternoon, man.
Yes, talk to me.
Obviously, the host of that program, she is not in touch with maybe what is going on in Dominica. A part of the maybe she's not a part of the working class that's feeling the heat. But we know, I am a teacher, and I know what it feels like because the cost of living is very high. And it seems that even looking at the national budget, I don't think I saw anything there for me as a, part of the working class. So I don't know, she's sadly out of touch with reality. That's what I find.
All right. Out of touch with realities. Let me hear the teachers. I know you're home for the summer holidays. Most of you are home. Give me a call. Tell me if things are better for you as a teacher. We've been told there are a lot more opportunities for training. Are you shopping more at Whitchurch or save a lot more than you used to? Do you have more disposable income? Give me a call. 449-3095, 449-3096, and 449-3097. The working class, the middle class. Let me know how you feel. I can't always speak for you. You have to speak for yourself. Hello, talk to me.
Hey, Matt, good afternoon, my brother.
My brother, how you doing?
I am good. Matt, first of all, someone forgot to tell Kamala that the Mr. Linton was invited for an interview and not a debate. So, because she obviously thought she was, having a debate. Anyways, Matt, everybody knows. Anyone... You don't have to be living in Dominica. Visit in Dominica. All classes, all sectors of Dominica. Today in Dominica, things are rougher than it has ever been in what we would call the last 60 years, my brother. That is not exaggerating it. It's a fact. Our ability to live and enjoy living, having a standard of living here in this country. Honestly, those of us who grew up 50 years ago, 60 years ago, we know fully well it is not exaggerating it to say that we had a better quality of life as far as the economics of this country are concerned. That's a fact, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you, too. We're taking more phone calls, 449-3095-96. I'd particularly like to hear from, the people themselves, the working class people. Are things better off than it used to be? Hello.
Hello, Matt.
Yes, hi.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Good.
Matt, if we were to get this discussion on track, we need to get something straight here. It doesn't happen to me that a teacher, a police officer, is in the same class as doctors when it comes to the salaries.
But there's some doctors who work for the government who, similar salaries. I mean, doctors are not now overly paid in Dominica,
Yes, Matt, but
you'll find a specialist on the side making something extra, but in terms of just straight salaries, can't be compared.
Indulge me for a while, Matt.
Go ahead.
A doctor, after he or she has earned a salary for the government service, has a private practice, at $110 a visit.
At least some of them, yes.
Some of them, we need to get that straight.
All right.
Secondly, Matt, I wish to get this discussion in proper perspective as to whether we are better off before than now. You as a journalist, I think, I don't know that the bank should give you that information, but I think a good measurement, a yardstick to determine that would be, what is the state of the workers, the working people savings today as it was compared to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10 years ago? Are people saving more than they have been able to save?
But I mean, you don't have to go to the bank to find that out. It's clear as crystal, my brother. I mean, you have conversations. You live in Dominica. You don't live overseas. You know just what's going on.
You can interview people on the street, Matt, individually, and they'll tell you.
But that's what I'm asking them to call and tell us. I don't have to do it for you. You can do it for yourself. So 449-3095. I'm asking them to call and tell me, honestly, if things are better off for them now, and let's go back 10 years than they used to be 10 years. Because this lady, the press secretary, Kamala Baptist, is saying things are looking up. So you can tell us if things are looking up. Hello, talk to me.
Yes.
Yes.
You hear me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes, Mr. Max.
Yes.
You on the phone so long, hearing everybody's problem. What about you thinking about how do we help solve the situation in Dominica?
I have to solve your problems for you.
Well, Mr. Mark, let me tell you something. You see this life we live in, there's too much patriotic people that's doing things, but they have no originality. When you are blessed by the Almighty.
Mm-hmm.
The mighty give us gifts. Our gifts are always condemned by society, because people look to different things in life.
Right.
The eyes is what have it. That is what everybody say. Because when you see,
I don't know. You must go and put some credit on your phone and call me back. We can have a conversation, okay? But something just happened to your phone there, and I suspect maybe it's you're out of credit. So call me back and let's have a conversation, okay? Hello, talk to me here. Talk to me. Interesting afternoon. Yes? Nobody there. Let's try this call. Hello.
That's a typical example of things that have been better.
Things are what?
Kind of top up his phone. So that's a typical example.
Oh, that's a typical example of something.
Not being able to top up their phone.
Maybe he'll call back. Maybe he'll call back. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, my brother.
You see, sometimes everything is always subjective and there's an objective test. You know what I'm saying? To somebody who might be saying that things are not as bright, it has to always be in context. You get my point?
I'm listening to you.
Yeah, because I could go back as way back as, let's say, in the 80s, when, before there was electricity, before everybody had mapping and before everybody had water. They had more money in their pockets.
More disposable income, yes.
Yeah, more disposable income. So now they're paying more to bills. So you hear somebody saying things are hard, things are tight. But just that the standard of living has increased, so it's costing more to maintain the standard of living.
Let me ask you a question. Do you know who were the last set of people to receive any increase in Dominica?
The last set of people to receive an increase? I can't tell you exactly, but what can I say is that
I'm asking you. Since the 1979 problems. Do you know the last set of people to receive any increase, significant increase, I should add, in Dominica?
Oh, well, the increase before time, they used to get, the last time they got 125% in 1979. Then after 1980, they came to an agreement where they would not take more than 10% per year.
Let me help you here, because I suspect you're struggling with this. The last set of people to receive any increase in Dominica were the cabinet ministers of 51%, my brother. Okay? So call me back. Let's have another discussion now that I've informed you of the last set of people to receive any increase. So the people who are doing well. Hello, talk to me.
Good afternoon, Matt.
My brother, how you doing?
Matt, I met water and light there, you know.
Yes.
And in the days when banana farmers had bananas, things were rolling really good, you know, Matt. Things was good in the country, you know. Banana farmers used to just live and walk up to roads and buy a vehicle, cash, you know.
Just like that?
Just like that. Farmers, people didn't have no problem in the days. I met light and water. So when these scholars saying in the days when you have farmers, people was just building their house, cash, you know. A lot of things I met light. Matt, when you see people, you have a few labor rights in particular. You plucking out their eyes. And they're still saying things are good, you know. Matt, in the history of the Commonwealth of Dominica, that is the first ever I have ever seen in Dominica. And I tell you, people crying blood. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's take another phone call. Hello.
Yes, what I was saying to you, I was trying to explain to you the subjective test and an objective test. Like the answer that you gave about the last set of people who
got any significant increase.
Who got any significant increase? You're referring to the parliamentarians. That's what
the government ministers, cabinet ministers.
The parliamentarians.
Okay.
Yeah, the parliamentarians. So I'm saying when you take that, you use a subjective matter. I'm just trying to explain to you that people.
It's subjective that these people got a 51% increase?
No, I am saying because you only point out one thing. You have to have different things to compare.
But it's clear that the public officers did not or have not received, and the price of living, my brother, it's increasing, and you know that.
Well, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. I'm trying to say the cost of living would depend, because right now nearly everybody have a car. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So then, when you would maybe pay $1.50 to $40, you have to maintain a vehicle. So your cost go up, but your standard rise also. So you have to be able to discuss the thing in an objective way.
But that's just what we're doing. That's why I'm allowing you to give your point. 126, hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, yes.
Mr. Matt, that idea don't want to understand you at all. What I telling him, in the 80s, everybody had lights at their home. And I used to have $50 in my purse and hide it and forget I have it there because I have more money.
Mm-hmm. So money was flowing.
You cannot do that, Matt. You cannot do that today. No jobs, nothing to do. The young people not getting nothing to do. I, as an age-able person, not getting nothing to do. And I used to get in the 80s to do and have a $50 and hide a $50 some year.
And salary was meeting salary.
Thank you very much. When I broke, I said, boy, my purse empty. When I dig, I get in a $50, Matt. It haven't got that today. So tell that caller for me, behave yourself.
He's just playing his politics. We know him very well. It's that, our good friend, the police officer. Hello, talk to me.
Yes, Matt. Pleasant afternoon, Matt.
How you doing, my brother?
I'd like to get Matt.
What's that?
Matt, I said, let me just add my 2 cents to your program, Matt.
Yeah.
While all other countries have their economical challenges, Matt, but this country, Dominica, really should not be going through that, because, man, Dominica being the breadbasket, man, and we have other resources available where we supposed to be importing and exporting food to most of the Caribbean islands, man. But from since the time these guys took the reins of power, man, we have seen Dominica going down slowly, man. So when you hear Camilla come and talk her a little crazy, man, Camilla have right to say that again, because her husband, Philbert Aaron, is getting a humongous salary for doing nothing, for lying to the people of Dominica, man. Thank you.
Oh, that's all he wanted to say. Hello, talk to me.
Matthias, good
How are you?
Doing good. My friend, the caller that, the first call I have been cut off. But I just said thank you to that caller, for such an interesting conversation. Because that turned things around. And not because the people are listening. Let me just say to us as a people, they are out to just hurt all you, to put you all out of the way. And it is terrible. So it's time for you all to start thinking. So one conclusion I will make and say now to us. They have placed somebody who is incompetent, to do and to understand things as the Prime Minister, of that island. So that those who are the thieves, they can continue stealing and siphoning the prosperity of the nation. And the people need to be able to understand that. And unless they wake up and they decide to stand up, that they won't be able to plant anything for them to be able to grow it, because they are trying to frustrate them to be able to take the land away from them. So people, it's time for you all to wait. And thank you so much to all the callers, Matt. Thank you.
Thank you too. Hello, 1:29 in the afternoon. Let's take a phone call. Hello.
Matt.
Yes.
Good afternoon to you and your listeners. Since Roosevelt Kerry took over the leadership of the Dominican Labour Party, Dominicans have malvat. And that's a statement of fact, Matt. People used to save in the early 80s under the administration of Dame Mary Virginia Charles and Honorable Edison James. People made money, but now it's from hand to mouth. It's deep in your account, deep in your account, deep in your account, and nothing is going back.
And the nurse is just telling me, Matt, it's just loan after loan to survive.
Matt, look at the amount of banks that have taken property. Look at the amount of look at the amount of vehicles the banks are taking back. Look at the amount of people that are losing their homes, including the former PRO of the Labour Party who lost his home under their administration, the same one who hosting Kyrie FM radio program. He lost his house on the Labour Party, Matt. Things are rough, things are tough. People, when you see people building and have a vehicle, Matt, it's just sacrifice. It's sacrifice, Matt. Things are tough. People cannot save now. People can have, before when you eat your meal, Matt, with 2 free pieces of chicken, sometimes one wing have to cut in half, Matt. You get either the little wing there, and your brother or your sister get the little form there. It's so it is in the country. Go to the business places, Matt. Before you pick up a pack of sugar, pack of rice, a pack of flour, you are in $80-something. Matt, things are rough. People who are not feeling it are the people who are saying Mr. Skerritt is good. So when they say those things there, they talk well of him, they get the crumbs from the table. But when you look at genuine people, Matt, if you have to go around, Matt, and you have to speak to people, people will tell you things are tough. And budget after budget after budget, the same wine, the same old dirty, tricky wine in another bottle, Matt. Just playing games of the people of Dominica. It's just bills after bills after bills after bills, and you have to put your hand on your head. You can hardly send children to school. People cannot put food on their table. When you pay in a loan, your water bill, you have to pay some this month, and you balance the rest. You pay a phone bill, pay one, meet one, pay one, meet one, pay. It's like that is going. Things are tough.
It is very tough. Yesterday, I saw a school bill of $700 just for books in second form. I wonder how some people do it. Hello. Yes.
As a farmer myself, I can say in the 80s, as a farmer, money used to meet money. Not I can say it. Right now, it is worse. It is frustrating on every farmer. So, I mean, we really want the teachers and the nurses and the doctors to call. But, man, they will not call. It's the usual and the way said that will call. But really and truly, man, it is hard. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a woman farmer there talking. Hello.
Matt, how are you doing?
Good, my brother.
Matt, you need to advise Officer Mills and Mrs. John Baptist Aaron and so on to take a walk around town and find out how many businesses are closed down.
And how many? And let me just add, a number of Chinese businesses are now closing down.
Especially the Chinese business, Matt, because they were expected to do very well to basically close down the local businesses. So, the people who are calling to say how good things are in Dominica, they must go on the ground. We understand that things are good for them because they are eating from the crumbs of Skerritt's table, and Skerritt have big crumbs. So we can understand things are good for them, but they need to touch base with the people so that they could understand the reality of the Dominican economy, Matt. Because you see, when the good lady was making her statements, you notice, Matt, that she could not cite one economic performance indicator. Mm-hmm. She could not do one comparative analysis over the years to show, okay, well, last year it was the cost of living was that level. This year it is that level. Last year people's incomes were at a certain level. This year it is at that level. She cannot make that type of comparison. She can just speak from the top of the head, like most laborites do, uninformed.
Thank you. Caller there. Matt, good afternoon to you. Do you know that Romney and George and Bush were described as out of touch with the reality when I didn't know the cost of a gallon? They did not know the cost of a gallon of milk at the time. Thank God for barrels. Hello.
Hello, Matt. Hello.
I'm here.
Yes, good afternoon, Matt.
I'm here.
I'm good.
You doing good?
Yeah, I'm good. Right, you often cut me off, but give me about 2 minutes. You don't cut the other regular callers that quick.
Well, if you're talking and you staying on point, I will not cut you off.
I'm staying on point.
All right, go on. Go ahead, my brother.
Matt, how things could be so bad in Dominica when every month the car boat comes there and drop 100, 120, 135 vehicles in Dominica? How things could be so bad, Matt? Matt, all over the world, people are crying, people are bawling. I mean, we in Dominica, we feel what we feel here, but for there are other countries, other islands, it is worse off than us.
But do you know too? Let me just add some information. Do you know a lot of the young people, especially who order the cars, can't shop in the supermarket?
But why are you going for things that you cannot afford? If you know you cannot shop, then why order a car? Use the old one that will take you just as far. Use the way that you used before.
You will not order a new car right now, will you?
We go above our means and then we cry down the government. But what? That when I listen to your regular callers, the regular callers that you have every day, I think one of the reasons why they're crying so much is because once you, Matt Peltier, say call and give to Lennox Clinton, then the money goes into Karen Tina's account.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. On 2 occasions you are pledging for a genuine cause, and you're blaming that for the economy and the way it is. I mean, people pledge for what they believe in, right?
But they give away their money for nothing. They give away their money.
If you say it's nothing, then fine. But for them, it's nothing. It's for a genuine cause. All right? I hope you won't accuse me of cutting you off now. We had a nice little conversation, right? Hello, talk to me. 449-3095.
Matt.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask that caller, if he thinks that Roosevelt Skerritt is not living above his means, read the prime ministership with the amount of security he has.
But you will admit, though, that he made a point as it relates to some young people living above their means and they can't afford to put food on their table.
I understand that, but is the prime minister also doing it? Is he spending too much on security and spending too much on the prime ministership in relation to the GDP of the country? Look at the size of the palace.
Well, maybe if he calls back, I'll ask him the question for you. But I'm not he, okay? Hello, talk to me.
Hello, good afternoon, Matt.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, I'm doing good.
All right.
Matt, all over the world, there are a number of persons that live above their means. That will never finish. But generally speaking, the value of the dollar in Dominica has essentially dropped. Economic hardship is the order of the day. I want the caller to drive to Calibishi and ask 1 or 2 questions. There are farmers pulling and pushing wheelbarrow. 10, 15, 20 years ago, they had 4-wheel drive. Are they living above their means? I can talk about myself, Matelke. I used to have 3 vehicles in my downstairs. I buy land 5, 10, 15 years ago. Not 5, 15 years ago. Build house, finish pay for it. Had 3 vehicles today. I go in the bank and I saving some money on a Monday. Wednesday, I gone back in the bank for the money I save on Monday. You can't say I live in above my means. You can't say I can manage money because my record will show that I have invested heavily for the future. And all over the country is the same talk. People telling me they're ashamed to ask their brothers and sisters overseas for money because it's them that literally running their homes in Dominica. This guy talking as he carries his ignorance as a badge of honor. They are traveling officers, Matt Pelte, in Wesley, in Calabishi, that drive in their vehicle 2 weeks in a whole month. The rest of the weeks, they have to pack it, they can buy gas. I can name individuals, Matt Pelte. This guy is a joker.
Well, you have to respect his opinion as well. 138, somebody says, nonsense. As fast cash, the amount of loans they give when the boat comes in. I won't be surprised. These young people like to flash, they like to impress, so their salaries can't afford it, but they need to impress. So they go get big loans from Fast Cash. Hello.
Yes, Matt. The man that called you earlier on, he should know better. Did we ever have a place called Red Clinic in Dominica, Matt? People would gonna line up 3, 4, and 5 o'clock in the morning to receive money from a government minister or parliament representative, Matt. We never had that in Dominica before, Matt. It's because things are so bad. That is why Scary created that way that people can get money. But I went down to Western Union on Friday to do a business there for somebody. But and the amount of people that was at Western Union were receiving money from their maybe family to help them to buy things for school things for their children. We never used to see that before. Only around Christmas time, we would see people selling something for their family. But the things are really bad in Dominica, Matt. Have a blessed day.
Have a blessed day. Somebody on a WhatsApp message. Matt, the teachers have study opportunities, and when they make use of these opportunities, they are not appointed or promoted. What then is the purpose of these increased study opportunities? If your boss promotes you every year and does not give you an increase, are you better off? That's a great point. Hello, talk to me.
Yeah, good afternoon, Matt.
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, Matt. I don't know if we're looking at comparisons, right? Before, the farmers used to be able to buy cash as you could see. That's why you see a bank in the Barclays Bank in Marriott had to close, because people wasn't taking loans to build their houses and to take money to invest in anything. And under this administration, 2 banks closed, and the state building, the French Bank and the National Bank branch, right? So you could see the difference.
Caller, thank you. Somebody say nothing is better. Trust me, and I want to tell Kamala where these opportunities for teachers are at this time. I working for 10 years and I'm not appointed. I have a degree in teaching and my salary stays the same as of 4 years ago. So I want to know, what is Miss John Baptist talking about? Hello.
Hey, Matt, look at the comparison here, my brother. Matt, I left high school in 1975.
Okay.
And as far as employment goes, I'm talking here. I sent out 3 applications. I had a positive response from all 3. I didn't know anyone at any of those organizations. Nobody. I didn't have to go through anyone. I got 3 positive responses. I was able to go into one place, spend a couple of months just to check things out. I didn't like it. And then I went on to one of the other 2 places, and this is where I stayed until I left Dominica, my brother. Tell me, Matt, today, can we, the young people who would leave high school to go out now and send out applications, tell me, when I say to you that those of us who grew up over the last 40, 50 years, the things were much better, my brother, and this is what I'm talking about on the business side. We just have to look at what the early 80s used to be right here in Roseau. You needed any Friday was like a month end in Roseau. In the 80s, 90s, go down here on a month and Friday, and there's still nothing in Roseau. Like, well, what are we talking about? Have a good day, my brother.
Have a good day. Matt, this police officer, what is he saying? Since the advent of lights and water, we have gone nowhere. This is opening your mouth and removing doubt. Let's take another phone call. There are many trying to get in. Hello.
Good afternoon, Matt.
Yes, sir.
Matt, you know, years ago when I first left school, immediately I got a job. That was in the 90s. Today, I have my children that is out of school. I have friends, brothers that is out of school, and all of them looking for jobs. You know how many people would ask you, you know, can you get a $10 or $5 on the side of the road? And you're trying to help them out. You know, is the economy really getting better? Why isn't in Parliament they're talking about, for example, the only person you hear talking about the economy is Mr. Lennox Linton. You never hear the government side really talking how they're going to fix the economy and nothing like that. I mean, what is Kamala really talking about?
But that's a big question. Well, you should ask her and not me at this time. Hello.
Matt, I want to know the percentage of increase that the Speaker of the House made. Let us have it. Tell us, please. What was the percentage of increase of the Speaker of the House?
Good afternoon. I suspect you have the answer. Hello, talk to me.
Matt, how are you doing?
Hey, you good?
Matt, every year government comes to Parliament to pass its budget. And in this budget, the government should be proud of its achievement. I was expecting to hear the government boast of the employment, how many jobs it has created in agriculture, how many jobs it has created in fishing, how many throughout the year, how many jobs it has created in different areas, in different aspects of government. The government hasn't come to tell us nothing, you know. It just go and pass its budget. You have to be proud. Show us your area where you improve employment. Then when we call and we say things, then you can stretch your hand and say, I have created 50 jobs in that. I have created 10 jobs in that. You just come in to pass a budget and you just come in and tell us for employment. Matt, as I always telling you, everybody who call your programs, I respect their view. A caller a while ago with respect to how many vehicles come into Dominica. So, Matt, if my job is to collect rubbish in Dominica and I save in my little money, poco, I want to have a little vehicle. I can buy a vehicle then. So because I buy a vehicle, thing is good? Matt?
No, it doesn't necessarily mean that.
If my job is to collect rubbish in Dominica and the little money small, and I save in my money, poco, to buy a little truck or a little van. So I mean, because I buy that, if things are bright, is money I have. People must learn to understand. Everybody want to free up themselves to whatever level. It's not because somebody come and they buy something like they have money. Everybody's struggling. The government has to create the enable environment for everyone. Let's look at an example. Look at small Caribbean country. What St. Lucia, what St. Kitts, what Portola. Who come in Dominica and work right now? Matt?
I haven't seen any people come.
Coming to Dominica.
The Chinese are the ones coming here.
But what I'm saying, all of us, we in Dominica, we go into Tortola, we go into Antigua for survival. Why nobody coming here? People must look at those things, Matt, and that's where I have the problem. Because somebody buy a vehicle, they have money then. Come and give me a break, man.
All right, let's move on there. 146. Somebody just reminded me that the Speaker of the House also got increase recently. Objective test. The banks are now charging for you to save your money. That has never happened before. You think the bank's doing that because the economy is doing well? That's a big question. Hello.
Matt,
Yes.
I went to school in Salisbury on bananas, you know. Transport of bananas, how many tons of bananas? When you had to look in Fokole, the transport was ending right, not even past Fokole. And those were the days, and those were the money that sent me to school. Live on it, okay? And today, the Roosevelt carried government kill agriculture. And today, as the fellow was saying, if he's trying to do something and he sent for transport, for him to be able to make a living, it's not that he have money, whereas there's a lot of the transport that is coming every month and no duty free, because they have their people that they will get it no duty free, and all this duty free is passing in the money for wherever we should use in Dominica. You understand where I come in?
I understand you perfectly. Hello, talk to me.
Matt.
Yes.
I'm talking about duty, and I sure know, Matt. Even motorcycle you see in with S. And the caller, the police officer, will talk about things that good and so forth. Matter what students are living, what children are living in school, there is no work for them. There is no work for our children. Every day you walk through the streets of Roseau, you see a new paro, Matt. A young individual, you don't see young people losing their mind, losing their brain, Matt. Every day you walk through the capital city, you see a new paro on the road, Matt.
It's 1:48. We're just taking a break. Bring back the milk and honey. My brother from Midnight Rivers. Good afternoon to you, man.
The oppressors have changed our sin. We need to build back ourselves. Oh Lord, bring back the milk and honey. Cane juice and bush medicine. Bring back the milk and honey. Vanilla and cassava. Bring back the milk and honey. Coconut oil and castor. Bring back the milk and honey. Oh yes, my people, hear the cry of Cuba. We are oppressed, so long we've been kept down. Remember he said be fruitful, rather we need more natural. Oh Lord, bring back the milk and honey. Cane juice and bush medicine. Bring back the milk and honey. Vanilla and cassava. Bring back the milk and honey. Coconut oil and castor. Bring back the milk and honey. Oh Lord.
Hey, New Jersey, I know you had some technical difficulties there with the internet. Well, I'm happy that you're hearing us loud and clear. Let's say good afternoon to my good friend Owen now, up there in the USVI. Okay, we have 10 more minutes to go there. Hello. My telephones are going crazy. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Matt.
Yes.
Matt also said good afternoon to Owen to in St. Thomas.
Yes.
Let me tell you.
That milk and honey wouldn't come back, you know, Matt. Because things are tough right now. Matt, I can tell you, Lapin have a lot of plantain just spoiling over, Matt. How things can be better? Matt, after 1995, I took my land paper, I went to the bank, I get $10,000 from to rehab my agricultural land, Matt. And today I hear the government boasting about money they put in bank. That was there already long time. They did not put when they came in, so that agriculture dead and not trying to survive agriculture. But it is too late for them.
Let's take another phone call. Hello.
Matt, the middle class, the police. Things are so hard for people in the middle class, Matt. Some of them have to resort to stealing, you know, Matt. You can imagine that, Matt. Police officers with good jobs, high-ranking police officers, Matt. You check, Matt, they have to resort to stealing because things are so hard in this country, Matt.
Father, thank you very much. It's 1:52. Let's talk on the telephone.
Hey, good day, man.
Yes, man.
Matt, the gentleman that called about the vehicles that come in every week, and I know that you know. Maybe this gentleman needs you to explain to him under which conditions that some people have to go through for them to get a vehicle come out from overseas in actually accumulating the finances, the things that they have to do to get finance. You know what happened in the corruption that happened and all these things. But also, man, the police guy that calling you, you see that program you had this morning, the primary example with the police guy. You spare the rod, you spoil the child.
Caller, thank you. Matt, I am not a doctor or nurse, neither a teacher. But one thing I know is that 1 pound of baby formula is more expensive than a can of dog food. People with babies know the reality of that. People who own pups don't know that. What an analogy there, boy. Hello, talk to me.
Hey, good afternoon, Mark.
Yes, sir.
Tell Inspector Mills when last he go by Will Church and by Nassif.
Don't get personal with Mr. Mills, man. Don't get personal with the guy, okay? Call and make your point. Hello, talk to me.
Matt, even that you paying on dead, we Matt?
Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mark.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mark, if you want tomorrow is Friday, not true?
Mm-hmm.
People going down after they have worked so hard on their farm, going down to see if they cannot make a little dollar. You know, while the people have their things done, expecting to get a dollar, those people falling asleep, still going back on Saturday to see if they cannot make a dollar. Why? No job. If we had job, I myself, Mr. Mark, I can tell you before, I had a huckster, Guadeloupe and Martinique. Saturday, I make sure, all like in pink alone, 6,000 for Guadeloupe. Sunday, same thing for Martinique. Don't speak about orange and food. Today, hardly to make sure to get a 50 cents. When you have a 50 cents, you have to break it to make sure, like spend that 10 cents because it comes so hard. What's wrong on we, Dominica? I don't pray, don't give those that need. But Mr. Mac, you know what killing the country more? I'm afraid to say it. Mr. Mac, I could not be working, my wife working. We have children going to school. Government going and sponsor for those children, pay bus. And make sure, let the parents pay for their transport, all those that have job, and make sure that is an economy that's going to save and to do other things in the island. But when that have to run like that, it have people I watching that need that little money. But Mr. Mac is a disgrace to make sure people idling. I think people going and draw money and only they make sure that is their supporter going and draw that money and drinking going up and down. Mr. Mac is a shame when I watch my village. I never know that. I never see that. People turn paro going and wait for a tourist to come up for them to see if they don't get a dollar. And people that well educated. No, man, it is high time now. I don't say nobody, we cannot, but we have to get facts. We have faxes. Give people that need, make sure, and what I surprised, I had the Prime Minister say, look at Palmolive, 94 people, those 94 people, when they're working, they could make you sell something, they pack.
Caller, thank you very much, Mr. Ralph McGlaw, very low there. Hello.
Matt.
Yes.
Are you aware that we have people who do construction in this country running away from Dominica because they can't get jobs? Hold on. Matt?
Yes. I'm here.
Which period of history in Dominica in the 80s, 90s, and early 20s you ever see the amount of, well, I want to call them homeless people in Roseau?
No, I haven't seen that before.
Okay, in which period of history of Dominica you ever hear Dominicans, sometimes, most times, whole families just running away from Dominica?
I haven't seen it happen.
So if things were so good in Dominica, why would even people, civil servants, people who had their good government jobs, have to take their family and run? It's those of us that cannot run, you know, that's there.
Some of us have to stay at home.
Right.
But I don't know for how long.
Well, I will say.
Oh Lord, look upon my people. Now we are going out of our culture. The oppressors have changed our sin. We need to be.
We have 3 more minutes.
Cane juice and good medicine. Bring back the milk and honey. Vanilla and cassava.
Hello, talk to me.
Hello, good afternoon.
Uh-huh.
I believe the milk and honey can come back.
It can?
But it's only, yes, it can, but it's only when this government get out of office.
You think it's a government thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if this government stays there, milk and honey will not get back. But man,
I'm here.
I tell you, it's the only first time in the history of the Commonwealth of Dominica I see fishermen selling fish, even in the farm roads. I mean, they just go in wild, they don't even know where they're going. Matt, first time I see that. And Matt, I can tell you, things are really, really bad in Dominica. Matt,
Well, let's take another phone call there. Our final for this Thursday. Yellow.
Hello, Matthias. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I just have about a minute and a half.
Matthias, you think the customer, the average consumer, he's telling me every day, he and she, bro, I want the new car. I cannot afford it. Bro, I tell him I have the 2011 in stock. He says I cannot afford it. Peter, I must go online and order it myself. And he shows me and I see it for myself. Customs cannot believe it. A car is now $500 US. That's what they can afford, a $500 US car. You think they don't want a new car? You think they don't want a younger car? Because everybody's pocket is hurting. So they're forced to go online and order their own vehicles. And a vehicle is no longer expensive.
So Peter, they're bringing in the cheaper cars.
They're ordering their cars themselves, Matthias. So that way they save $1. Their pocket is hurting. You cannot be vexed with them for that. And I commend them. I tell them, go ahead, my brother, go and get it. And some of them tell me, oh boy, Peter, I get my duty free too, you know. Don't forget that. You know what I mean?
So you see, we may see the cars coming in, but they're very cheap cars.
Cane juice and good medicine. Bring back the milk and honey. Vanilla and cassava. Bring back the milk and honey.
Dominica, we have to go to the Digicel hour. The pleasure was mine as always.